Hello, I'm Kelly McElhaney, and I am here today to lead a presentation on data overview for third grade English Language Arts Georgia Milestone scores at Evelyn C. West Elementary School. The purpose of this data analysis is to review the demographic changes over the past 3 years at Evelyn C. West Elementary. We will review the school, county, and state CCRPI scores over the past 3 years. We will get a closer look at the student achievement in third grade English Language Arts on the Georgia Milestones Assessment. We will identify possible causes for low achievement within particular subgroups of students, and we will think of ways to improve. Here are some questions to consider. What are the current ELA strengths regarding instruction? What are any current student weaknesses regarding ELA? What adjustments can be made to ensure that all students are receiving rigorous instruction? And what ways can teachers help close achievement gaps? The first graph shows student enrollment at EC West Elementary School. Over the past 3 years, we have had a slow increase of enrollment at EC West. We had a major increase from 2017 to 2018. We have always been a smaller school, but we are slowly starting to increase in size as the years progress. Here is a breakdown of our student enrollment by gender. We currently have more males than females that make up our student population. This is consistent with our previous years. In our previous years, we have also had more males than females in our student population. However, when you look at the graphs, you can see that even though our males are more, it is still roughly about half of male and female population. So there's not way more males than there are females or way more females than there are males. Next, we have a breakdown of two subsets of populations shown on a graph. We have had a consistent percentage of English language learners throughout the years. In 2016, we had 8%. In 2017, there was a slight drop to 7%, and then that percentage remained the same in 2018 at 7%. However, with our students with disabilities, we actually decreased in the year 2018. So in the year 2016 and 17, we were at 12%, and then in the last year of 2018, we decreased to 8.8%. These three graphs show the ethnicity population of our student population. So the majority of our population is African American, and this has remained the same throughout the last 3 years. It has been 83%, 82% in 2017, and 83% in 2018. Our Hispanic population has also remained the same at 13%, and then it decreased to 12% in 2018. Our multiracial population has increased from 2% on the years 2016 and 2017 to 3% in 2018. Here we have graphs that represent our social economic status within our student population. Being a Title I school, we serve a majority of students who are economically disadvantaged. Now, this percentage has changed slightly over the years, but it has increased from 2017 to 2018. And this increase is most likely due to the increase of our student population. Here are two graphs to break down the staff at EC West Elementary School. The graph on the left represents the staff population by ethnicity. The majority of our staff is African American, which is 78% of our staff. This is also like our student population, which is 83% African American. We have 14% teachers who are white, 3% Hispanic, and 5% multiracial. To the right, we have a graph to show the years of experience of our teachers. We have a little bit more than half of our teachers whose experience levels range from 6 years all the way to 15 years, which the majority of our teachers are in the 11 to 15 year range, and then the 6 to 10 year range is closely behind at 27%. Now here's a look at our CCRPI scores over the past 3 years. We have compared our school to the district level and the state level. We have consistently performed lower than our district level. However, we came very close in 2017 with a 77.5, and the district was at 78. But we were able to surpass them in 2017, to surpass the state, because the state was at 75 and we were at 77. And this may have been due to an increase in instructional initiatives that year. We were introduced to close reading. There was a major focus on guided reading, guided math, writer's workshop. And unfortunately, we dropped in 2018 to 62.9, but that is still above the previous year in 2016, which was 61.6. And I believe this drop was because of the Lexile change on the Georgia Milestones third grade scores. So before, a third grader could have a Lexile score of a 520 and they would get a proficient or a level 3 on the milestones. However, that score changed from 520 to 670. So a student now has to have a 670 to get a 3 or a proficient on the milestones, and now a 520 is considered developing. So I believe that shift in the scores may have been a result or a reason why our scores dropped. Here's a breakdown of our third grade English Language Arts Georgia Milestone scores for the past 3 years between EC West and Fulton County. Now, our school has a majority of students performing at the beginning and developing levels, not like Fulton County, where their beginning and developing levels are lower. However, a strength that we see is that our beginning levels are starting to decrease into the developing levels. So it's starting to have a shift. Now, a weakness is that our proficient levels, shown in the yellow, are starting to decrease and they are starting to fall back into the developing. So our orange, our developing, is starting to grow every year. And so that is a strength with the beginning levels. However, it is a weakness with our proficient levels. So we really need to concentrate and see how we can get those developing students and bump them up to the proficient level. Here is a graph of the third grade ELA milestones data by gender for the 2018 test scores. In both Fulton County and the school, more females are performing at or above grade level in grades 3. In Fulton, the combined percentages of the at or above is 47.1%, compared to the male population at 40.2%. In our school, the combined female population for the at or above is 31.4%, compared to the males, which the combined score for at and above would be 28%. However, this is interesting because our female population in both our school and the county are lower than the male population. So that is something that we need to consider when we want to raise student achievement, is we have more males in the building and in our district, but why are they performing lower than their female counterparts? Next is a graph showing the social economic breakdown of the same third grade ELA GMAS scores of 2018. One area of improvement would be with our non-economically disadvantaged students. The non-economically disadvantaged students at the county level are performing at or above grade level at 69.3%, whereas our school's non-economic disadvantaged population is performing at 52.3%. However, we do have a strength, and our strength is within our disadvantaged students, who are outperforming the district by 19% and 5% to the district's disadvantaged at or above, which is 17% and 4.5%. So, overall, strengths that we have as a school, we have a lot of experienced teachers that also represent the student population. And this is very important because not only do our teachers have the necessary skills for instruction, but they also have the necessary skills to identify with their students, and they understand where their students are coming from and what their home life and culture could be. We also have had an increase in enrollment over the years. We have a new STEM certification, which will open many doors and experiences for our students. They will experience a lot more of higher order thinking skills, activities, and a lot of hands-on experiences and more technology. A lot more technology integration will really start to personalize learning for them. Our beginning level students are starting to shift towards developing levels, which is a good thing. And our economically disadvantaged students are performing higher at the proficient and distinguished levels than Fulton County's economically disadvantaged students, and that percentage was by 3%. A few weaknesses that we have is our developing levels are growing while our proficient levels are decreasing. So we really need to find out why our students are starting to fall behind, and we need to know where we can meet them where they are and push them where they need to be. Our non-disadvantaged students are performing lower than our non-disadvantaged students within the county, so we just need to investigate, the reasons behind that. And our third grade male population is performing lower than our female population, even though our male population is more. So here are some things to consider. Our next steps. We need to continue with guided reading and close reading to close the student Lexile gaps. So again, we had that jump from 520 to 670 last year. So we really have to work extra hard to get the students where they need to be because of that shift with the scoring of the test. We also need to encourage more technology integration for more personalized learning. So while you are thinking of ways, I want you to review the questions from the beginning of this presentation and also think about these two questions to help with our data. What ELA resources are the most beneficial to our students? Do we need any more? Do we need something different? Is something not working? Think about that. And also think about what school-wide initiatives we could create to get the students to read more, because the more they read, the more they know. Thank you so much for being a participant of this presentation.